Here we are again. I love that. Over and over and over and over, but something different and different and different every time. Anyway, welcome to our yoga intermissions on YouTube. I'm Karen, coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios. We are the people with the oddest combination of studios, probably, well, I don't know, at least in New England, probably in the Northeast. So Glass Blowing School, yoga studio. We both love to share what we do. And we are here to help you create, to discover, to practice, to learn, and to share joy. And I mentioned this specifically today because it is our first of this season's pop-up pumpkin patch, where people can come in and make their own pumpkins, glass pumpkins. Yes, you can blow your own glass. And we have another one next Saturday as well, which I believe is the 11th. So just in case you desire to do so, come on in. There are still a few leaves left on some of the trees. So if you would like to do our pâte de verre, I think it's called, glass leaf making, based on a real live I guess it would be near dead leaf because they're coming from the ground. There is still time to register for those classes as well. Anyway, today we're going to focus on the glide. I was thinking this morning how great it would be if I could do the Michael Jackson glide, but I can't. But the idea here is gliding into balance so that you're giving yourself a little extra support to move into your balance, whether that is a balance that is standing up or a balance that is kneeling down, or a balance that is, you don't do quite as many balances on your back. So let's leave it at that. But we need to warm up first. If you are seated, and you are welcome to be seated on a chair or with your back against the wall, and you have crossed your legs, cross them the opposite way. I know one of you who might decide not to do that, but all right, we're going to sit up nice and tall. You know, when you wash a pair of jeans and you dry it in the dryer, and so it's a little bit, the jeans are a little bit smaller than what they would normally be after a day of wear. So you put them on and you're trying to stretch, zip them up, and you've got to suck in a little bit. That's the kind of feeling you want in your low belly. And if there's nothing else today, the glide, whatever, it doesn't matter. That piece and breathing while you are hugging the belly in are the two things I hope that you leave class with today. All right, we're going to drop the hands by the sides. We're going to shake everything out. Doesn't matter where the hands go. You might even get some of your lymph nodes going if that is not a problem for you. Maybe wave around like you're at a concert. It's just getting a little bit of wrists working, hands working, maybe a little bit of the shoulders and the waist. And then we settle in. We take a nice big breath in, filling the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Make an O of the mouth and let it go. 2 more. So we start warming up the body like with anything, but in our case, I don't know, I think it's more fun to warm up in yoga than it is to warm up for running, but I don't like to run anyway. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to turn the head to one side nice and slowly. And the eyeballs take the same journey. Your hands are dropped toward the ground, so maybe just your fingertips are resting there, but there's no tension, there's no dynamic tension. You're not pressing in or anything. You don't want to crank the neck too far. We come forward, chin parallel to the earth. Next exhale, we look over to the other side. And whether your eyes are open, closed, or at half mast, let the eyeballs take that same path as far as they can. Your chin comes front and center with the rest of your face. And now we dip on the first side, we dip the ear toward the shoulder. That makes my left arm crank up a little bit, but I'm working to breathe into that space to relax it. Make sure you're not turtling with the chin forward or reaching too far back. You just want the ear toward the shoulder, and it is likely that it will not touch, and be okay with that. And then slowly look down to the ground. You might feel a bigger stretch in your neck. This is adding a bit more in the traps. Bring the ear back to the shoulder and then lift the chin up parallel to the ground. On an exhale, we go the other way. Ooh, that is some tight side of the neck. Breathing into any space that's feeling a little cranky. What's it called in October? The resting witch face? Maybe that's what your neck feels like right now. Soften the opposite shoulder and then slowly look down, turning the head. Ear comes back toward the shoulder and we lift the chin up. You might have noticed I did not do chin to chest. I have learned that is for many people who are aging, which we all are, but typically over the age of 50, or who have certain medical conditions, dropping the chin to the chest is not a good idea. So there you go. All right. Now we're going to raise the arms up and out to the sides. Get them as even as possible. If you have shoulder issues and you can only go so far, find a lower height, that's fine. Slowly, with awareness of our shoulders, we're going to spin the palms upward. We're working from the shoulders. You might feel the shoulder blades change in their space, and then we'll take it the other way. Palms down and then back, and then again, maybe up, down and back, and up. We'll lift the palms to the sky. Get super Get super tall. Ground your sitting bones into the earth. Hug the belly in. Let the shoulder blades drop and the arms get heavy in the shoulders, and then press the palms together. Looks like I'm a little warped. You're going to lift your chin upward and gaze upward only if that feels okay. And then you'll bring your chin parallel once again. Fingers intertwine. We place the hands behind the neck. Now, oftentimes our elbows just naturally draw in toward one another. It's like magnets. We're going to work our way as wide as we can without just sending the rib cage out or the belly dropping down. We want to continue to be nice and tall. Keeping the sitting bones on the earth, loosening your thighs. We'll take a twist to one side, maybe not going very far. Inhale, center, and twist to the other side. Left arm reaches up, 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 up. Lower arm reaches down. Finger tops on the lower hand are on the ground. We stretch, like reach as tall as you can. Like you could grow underneath your ribs, upward, outward with the collarbones, and upward with the crown of the head. Then we take our tilt toward the hand that is on the floor. And we slowly windmill up, getting tall, loosening the shoulder blades, and we drop the opposite hand down. Take your time to stretch upward and stretch downward and root in as we rise, and then take our tilt. Opposite side, opening up the rib cage. As we rise up, we'll bring the palms onto the chest. Elbows are nice and high, and the knees are loose. You can always place pillows under your knees if they start to kind of creep up. Well, it's kind of hard to see because I'm in black, but we're going to take another twist, this time to the right. And very slowly open up the right hand, let the gaze follow the thumb is up, and then open up the left arm. If it feels okay, you can drop that back hand behind your right glutes and lift the left arm a little back bend. That doesn't feel good, don't bother. Remember, this is your practice. I'm just guiding. If you spend the whole thing in child's pose or shavasana, that's what your body needs, do it. And we come back to center, palms on the chest, breathe in, take a twist to the left, peel open the left arm like it's a wing, and the gaze follows, thumb is up, and we peel open the right arm, creating this beautiful long line of energy from middle fingertip to middle fingertip. And then if it makes sense, drop the left hand behind you, reach the right arm high. So we have now taken all of the motions, directions of the spine except one. We're going to rise back up, bring the hands to the heart, and find your way into a child's pose. So this is one of the kindest forward folds, but not everyone can take it. So if there's something else you desire, if tabletop is better for you, or bottom to your heels, but head not on the ground, you can do that. But if child's Balasana 2, which is usually the first one we take, big toes together, knees wide, sitting bones toward your heels. If you have a knee issue, fold over your mat. That's if you have a kneecap issue or new knees that you've invested in. You could also perhaps not sit down as far and place a rolled up blanket or a hoodie underneath your thighs. Your head needs to be on something. So you could just grab a pillow. You could put a block. You could use a Tupperware container. Doesn't matter, but your head needs to rest and your arms are long. If your shoulders are grumpy, bring your arms a little wider, and or you might bend the elbows. You might even stack your hands and bring your forehead to there. Maybe you can use a little more height, 1 potato, 2 potato. You have to say potato like that. You can't say potato, 1 potato, 2 potato. But anyway, wherever you are, find a little stretch, sitting bones toward the heels, and breathe. Notice how the breath kind of comes in the front of the spine, all the way down to the tailbone, and then imagine that it rides back up the back of the spine and out the crown of the head. And if you're really aware, really here, really in this moment, you might even notice it's almost imperceptible that with each breath, there's this tiny little loosening in the hip creases, in the back, in the glutes. And you're coming a little teeny bit closer to your heels. All right, we're going to come into tabletop. So wrists will be under shoulders, fingers wide, knees under your hips. I am not going to guide to cat-cow, but if you want to take a rolling motion, which is sort of roll cat-ish to the forearms and up into cow, that's fine. Or you can take a little movement left and right, or you can do hula hoop movements or circles in the hips, but no deep cats. And that, again, is something I learned recently, that for certain conditions that generally come with aging, or maybe there has been some spine surgery or arthritis or osteoporosis, it's not great for your neck and upper back to make that huge rounding shape. All right. We come to sturdy steady, belly hugging in, Stretch the right leg long, but bring the toes and the ball of the foot to the mat. Stretch your left arm long and bring the fingers to the front of the mat. So you're on your fingertips. This is one of the knee balances. You might stay here, just reaching back with your right heel and activating your glutes and your belly. Or maybe you float the arm and the leg up, checking in that your hips are squared up. And we pause, finding strength and courage and stability. And we glide the fingertips and the toes back down. Maybe reassess. Press back into that back heel and once more float the arm and the leg up. Glutes are squeezing, especially, well, there's no special, both sides. And we bring everything back down. And one more time, we come up. Yogi's choice, you could bring your elbow and your knee together. Or if it's part of your practice, you want to try it out, you could reach around with your left hand to take a hold of your right foot, ankle, or PJ bottoms and take a quad stretch. This time, hand comes down, leg stretches, but it's off the ground. And we sweep the right leg all the way to the right, pressing down into the outer edge of that foot. Maybe the left foot moves a little bit to the left for sturdiness. We walk the hands backward until we can come rise up to our knee. Both arms float up. Let them drop into your shoulders. Send the right arm to your right thigh and take a tilt. If your right hand moves to the knee, see if you can take it past the knee. We're stretching out the left side. You might feel the IT band stretch as well. We'll take a look down at the right foot and sweep the left hand toward it. Move it around the front of the body. Drop it outside our left knee. And then sweep the right arm toward the left hand and it comes up overhead. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it comes into a half bind. Maybe it comes to your hip. Whatever feels okay, but you want to press that pelvis forward and use that whole right foot to find a stretch. If you like a balance challenge, maybe you move the left hand out a little bit and float that right leg up. Right foot comes down. Right arm comes toward the right hand. And we return back to tabletop. Maybe a little movement here, being careful if you're using cat-cows. My encouragement, if you do have arthritis or osteoporosis or osteopenia, or you've had any other back surgery or injury, is to keep the neck as an extension of the rest of the spine. Let's take that to the other side. Left leg long behind, toes on the mat. Right arm long in front, fingertips on the mat. Square everything up, get strong. Press into the shoelace side of your right foot. Activate the glutes in the belly and lift the arm and the leg. Stretch tall. Tap down. Set yourself back up and lift and stretch. Reaching back with that heel. And we tap down again. Last time, lift and stretch. Elbow to knee if you did on the other side, or your quad stretch if you did on the other side, or stay where you are. If you're taking a quad stretch, pelvis forward, heart forward. The arm and the leg are long again. And the right hand comes down to the mat. Sweep that left leg over to the left and press into the outer edge of the foot. Crawl the hands back so you're balanced. Maybe gate latch that right foot about 3 inches outward and rise up. Find your steady sturdiness or your sturdy steadiness. Both arms overhead. Left arm down and then your tilt.
Beautiful hip and side body stretch all the way to the pinky finger. Peek down at the left foot, your right hand follows. And then we sweep the right hand across, outside the right calf. Left arm sweeps across the front. And maybe as the pelvis comes forward, the arm comes straight up over your ear, hand on your hip, wherever it feels okay. But use the outer edge of that left foot to help the balance. Pelvis forward. Gaze wherever it feels okay for your neck. And if you practice the extra balance, power balance on the other side, feel free to do so on this side. We're all going to meet back in tabletop. A quick reach of the sitting bones behind you. Press into the heels of the hands. Lift the fingertips. Bring the hands backward. Flip them over. Backs of the hands on the mat. Press the fingers and thumbs to the mat. And see if you can straighten your elbows. Opening up the outer wrist and the tops of the arms. You might rock. And when you're ready, when this feels complete, both palms to the mat, fingers left and right, or maybe toward your knees. Get curious. What about this is helpful? How different does it feel from the other stretch? And back to tabletop. We'll step the left foot outside the left hand. And the right foot outside the right hand. If you need something underneath your hands to reach the floor, do it. Everybody's knees should be bent. Let your neck come directly out of your spine. And then slowly press up to stand. And part of Karen's head disappears. We're going to shake everything out here again. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. All right. We're going to stand with our feet just a little bit wider than we might normally in yoga. The arms sweep out and up. Exhale, Samasthihi, hands to your heart. Check in with your connection to the earth and your connection to the sky. Imagining perhaps that there are two beams of light, nurturing light coming up from the earth that are supporting your feet, especially around the edges. And it's helping the energy moving up, it's helping the inner arches lift. Stack the knees over the ankles, the hips over the knees, the shoulders over the hips. And on the crown of the head is shooting that light back up toward the sun or the moon, whichever is your favorite. With the hands at the heart, come into a chair pose. Take a peek down. If you can't see your toes, you're going to move your bum back a little bit. Arms come in front and lock into your shoulders. So get that feeling of the belly hugging in. And then we're going to lean forward a little bit and sweep the hands behind us, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're just getting the movement of the breath of joy right now. And then rise up to stand, arms overhead. So the breath of joy is the breath out on that first pose, and the breath in, we stand. So really let it go. And back into chair. Unbend your knees a little bit. I just put you in chair so that we weren't going to lock them. And come to the ball of your left foot. So you're lifting the left heel up. Feel what that feels like. Bring the heel down, come to the ball of the right foot. Feel what that feels like. And bring the heel down, come to the toes of the left foot. Pause, note, get curious, notice. Drop it all down, toes of the right. Drop it all down, toes of the left. Drishti, single point of focus on something that is not moving. Spread those right toes, take that real estate to help you out, and then slowly lift that knee forward and up. Reach the leg straight and point the toes. Let the toes touch the earth. Glide the foot back to meet the right. So we did our early glide with our arm and our leg straight on our knees, and now we're working on the standing glide. So we're going to draw onto the right toes. Drishti. Lift the knee up and forward. Point the leg or stretch the leg. Tap the toes onto the ground and then glide the foot back. Nice. If you need a wall or something for stability, you may take it. You don't want to lean all the way into the wall. You just want it there for sort of safety, right? So we come to the left toes. We lift the left knee. We reach the leg forward. We drop the toes to the ground. This time we glide the foot as far back as we can, coming into a crescent warrior. So you might need to move things around a little bit. But you want a nice long stance, strong back leg, heel toward the sky, a bend in your front knee. You should be able to see your front toes, but not your whole foot. Hands can come by your sides or overhead, your choice. And we find our back bend. So you notice we came into this one movement at a time, but we're going to add to this one this time. We're going to drop the back knee to the ground. If you feel wobbly, the front foot can come forward or out to the right, and then you untuck your knee. I like to bring my hands by my sides here, move the pelvis forward, squeeze the left glutes, and find a deepness into that right knee. That way your psoas is opening, your chest and collarbones are getting wider. You're protecting your low back by squeezing your glutes. Adding on, we're going to find our half split. Hands will come right around the area of the heel, and then you stretch that right leg long, peel the toes off the mat. Another place where it is ideal to have, if there is an ideal, to have as straight a back as possible with your neck and extension out of your spine. So maybe you lift up a little bit, draw the belly in, reach the heart forward. Imagine you're pulling the mat backward with your left heel. And maybe you can fold a little bit more, maybe you can't, doesn't matter. You might move the hands forward a little bit, bring that foot to the ground and squiggle it backward so the knee bends. And we're going to tuck the back toes under and step forward, forward fold. Bend your knees, rise to stand. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to take that to the other side, coming to the right toes. Pausing, noticing, curious. Drishti. Knee will lift, forward and up. Leg extends, toes to the ground. Glide the foot as far back as you can into your crescent warrior. If this is all dumping into your low back, draw your pelvis forward a little bit more. Maybe sink a little deeper and squeeze your right glutes. Oh. See, can fall out of it. I was thinking about something else. Slowly lower the back knee. Untuck your toes. Place something under your knee if you need to. Maybe scoop that left foot forward or to the left. I like to drop my hands by my sides. Right glutes are squeezing. Left heel pressing into the earth. Top of the right foot connected, rooted into the ground so you can rise into the back bend. Arms float high. Sink a little deeper. Hands come down around heel distance. And then we scooch the front foot out. Half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. We allow that left foot to come back. Bend the knee, tuck the toes. Bring the hands on the ground or maybe to blocks for your high plank. Oh, I bet you thought we weren't going to do that today. Belly strong. If your bum is higher than your head, draw it down. If your knees need to be down, let them drop. Heart moves forward. We come to our halfway plank, our little plank. And then nose, chin, chest. We find a little back bend or a big back bend. And into our down dog. If down dog doesn't feel good to you, or if you have high blood pressure or heart disease, maybe you take tabletop. Chest energy toward the thighs. We're going to take that round one more time, but a little quicker with a warrior two added. Look past your hands, rise up to the toes, bend your knees and hop, float, walk or skip to the front of your mat, forward fold, or maybe your half lift. Rise to stand, arms to your heart, left toes. Lift the knee, lengthen the leg. You can glide or sweep back to your crescent warrior. Back bend, sturdy. Open up warrior two. Might need to move the feet around. Juicy bend in your front knee, strong back leg. Reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Reverse. Lots of energy in that back foot. Warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten both legs, and step forward. Other side. Situate yourself grounded, reaching the crown of the head to the sky. We draw to the right toes. Knee forward and up. Leg long in front. And you can sweep or glide the back foot all the way into your crescent. I just made a very good example of how I can balance 1 minute and maybe I'm wandering with my mind in the other minute and I have trouble. Open up warrior two. Keep that front knee bent, reverse. Warrior two. And reverse. This time we're going to windmill the hands inside the left foot, come to the ball of the back foot, and heel toe the left foot out to the left. You might stay here in a runner's lunge or drop your back knee for lizard. In lizard, you peel the front foot onto its outer edge. Maybe you stay there, loosening the shoulders, or maybe you glide or walk your forearms to something. The ground, a block, a Tupperware container, pillow. Hands come under your shoulders. Step the left foot back to meet the right. High plank. Heart a little forward. We lift the right leg and step that foot, maybe using our hands outside the right hand. Lizard on this side. Back knee up or down, doesn't matter. Staying on your forearms for a forearm plank. Scoot the right foot back. Draw your bony hips to the ground, your thighs to the ground. Untuck your toes. Adjust so the elbows are under your shoulders. A sphinx. No cranking of the head up and back. Just a nice line. Maybe a little bit of curve in the middle of the back. Imagine you're drawing the mat back with your hands and your forearms. Come all the way down to the mat. Turn your head to one side. Breath in. Breath out. Soften the shoulders, turn the other side of your head to the mat. Breath in and out. If you would like another back bend, take a sphinx, take a cobra, a baby cobra. I'll walk us through a locust. So head on the ground, hands beside you, palms on the ground, feet together. Unless you have a low back problem, you make your feet wider. Doesn't have to be a problem, just could be a little kink for today. Scoot the shoulder blades toward the feet. On an inhale, forehead, chin, chest lift. Keep the hands on the ground, keep the belly strong. Legs get longer and they lift because the quads and glutes are working. The kneecaps come toward your quads. And if you like, maybe the hands float the shoulder blades. Fall in love. When you feel complete in this posture and you're ready, you're going to come all the way down to the mat and once again find a child's pose. You might move into Balasana 1, where the shins and the big toes and the knees are all connected. Sitting bones come down toward your heels, maybe the top of the head to the ground, and the arms sweep around you. Rabbit pose. Slowly rise up. We do have a couple of minutes. So if you feel compelled to take pigeon face down, go ahead. I'm going to recommend, if that's not a regular part of your practice or you have any physical issues or limitations or recent surgeries, you take it on your back with the right ankle crossing above the left knee, and that might be enough. You could also gather in the left, sorry, I said it backwards, the left leg. Bring your hand behind it, behind the thigh rather in front of the shin, which might over quirk the knee. Shoulder blades aiming for the ground, both feet active. That right knee, if you're on your back, should be moving away from you and down. If you're on your back, left foot comes down and right foot meets it. If you are face down, you're going to come out of your pigeon on that side and begin to move to the other. On your back, left ankle crosses right knee. Maybe remain there. Shoulder blades kiss the ground. Even if you decide to draw that right knee toward your right rib cage. We will meet together in a twist. So on your back, your feet will draw down to the earth. They will come as wide as your mat. The knees will touch, arms stretched out left and right, palms up. You might decide to stay here. Simple, still works. You might windshield wiper the legs left and right, and you might remain doing that. Still works. Lowering and easing the low back. And if you like, you might drop the knees to one side. They might not come to the ground, but you want your shoulder blades to remain on the ground. Taking a little bit of a deeper twist, especially if your gaze moves opposite your bent knees. And if you did drop the knees or you took a different twist, go to the other side. Knees will point back up, draw into your chest. You might remain here, finding a little rock left and right, or find a happy baby, your choice. The rocking is the sweetest part. And we meet in Shavasana. We'll have a few minutes there. If you'd like to take Shavasana with your legs up the wall, go ahead. If you prefer Supta Baddha Konasana, go ahead. If you prefer to sit, please place your back against something, a chair, a wall, the front of a couch, whatever. Drop your hands, let the legs hang. Nice breath in, and let it go. Shavasana is a critical aspect and component of the physical practice and the spiritual and mindful practice. It's a place where you can just be a human being. Sometimes, if our intention is about physical exercise, we might leave the class early. You lose then the opportunity to integrate the power of the breath and your intention and your body movement. Begin to draw the breath a bit deeper. Bring some wiggles into the fingers and the toes, followed by the wrists and the ankles. Eventually, you'll bend both knees, maybe move your head left and right. Maybe find a little rock, not a stone, rocking left and right. Until you come onto one side, doesn't matter which one. And here we set an intention for when we walk off the mat. Could be to stay with your breath. Maybe it's to smile, even if you don't feel like it. Or maybe it's about gliding. This notion of gliding into a response to something. Giving yourself time to choose. We press ourselves up to a comfortable seat. We'll let the palms draw together at your heart. We'll close our practice to the chant or with the chant of Om, which gives us an opportunity to create a vibration that connects with all living things. And that way we can maintain some of the merit of our practice for ourselves, but also spread it. Spread that kindness, spread that compassion, spread that love. If you'd like to join in, great. If you would prefer not to chant, also great. Big breath in through the nose. May you live out the rest of your day or evening or weekend or week, depending on when you're practicing, with a little bit of love in your heart for yourself and for others. Namaste. As always, terrific to practice with you. I can feel your vibes over the interwebs. And maybe one day we'll see you in class or I'll see you in some other way. Be sure to spread the word if you have people who might be interested in glass blowing and learning how to blow glass, whether that's pumpkins or something else. And hope to see you soon.